Over the last 5 years, 23-year-old RJ Anderson has become one of the most competitive and accomplished racers in the off-road industry. RJ quickly rose through the ranks, racing in Trophy Kart, UTV, Pro Light, and now Pro 2. Winning Rookie of the Year, Driver of the Year, and 2 Pro Light championships, RJ has proven that he's ready to compete on the highest level. All of this would be a remarkable feat for any off-road athlete. In addition to all of his accolades on the track, RJ is the star of the groundbreaking viral video series XP1K, which has been viewed tens of millions of times worldwide. The XP1K series and RJ's growth as a professional racer have been fueled by hard work, dedication, and support by Polaris RZR. RJ is more than just a Polaris-sponsored athlete. He is the face of RZR.
XP1K's had a huge impact on my life and even more so my career. I mean, it started as just kind of an idea to show the world how cool RZRs are, and it's done that and so much more. It puts more behind just an off-road racer. I'm not just a guy out on the track burning laps every weekend. I'm a personality to them that they feel like they know more about me and what I do. It's pretty cool to get recognized outside of the off-road world or off-road events, airports, lunch, stuff like that. I mean, 90% of the time it's people knowing me from XP1K, even though my face isn't directly part of the video. I think through social media and now 3 XP1Ks later, people have gotten attached to the series and always want to see what's next, so they follow what's going on and they know who I am. And it's always cool when I run into people and they point, hey, this is the guy that does the crazy RZR videos, and they're like, oh, okay, now we know who that is. So it's pretty cool when I run into people in everyday life. I was lucky enough to start with a solid foundation with my dad and Walker Urban's Racing, and the knowledge they have in off-road is far more than very, very few people in this world have. So when Polaris came to me and gave me the opportunity to start the RJ37 team and field my own Pro 2, it not only did it give me the opportunity to go race Pro 2, but it turned me from just a kid that was putting some stuff together and racing off-road trucks to being a boss and a team manager and the guy in charge, which was a huge step for me at a young age. I was 21 years old and I didn't know much about running a business, and that's what I've been able to do, is start my own brand, start my own business, and they're the ones that kind of help push me to do it.
RJ's recent success as the star of the XP1K video series was no accident. His journey into an off-road racing career began as a young child in the heart of the off-road nation, Riverside, California.
When my kids were born, we were pretty much done racing, and I'd had enough of it. You know, the last couple years, 150 days on the road between off-road racing and NASCAR Craftsman truck stuff, I was wore out. And RJ was just born when I was on the road with that, and it's like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. We started this production company, making parts, and it was going good, and it wasn't looking at racing. But by our shop, every day when I drove to work, I'd drive by a go-kart track. As RJ got older, I'm like, it'd be fun to have a couple go-karts, just go down there and play around. And so I went and found some old beaters, and we went down there and started playing around, and he was kind of into it. He got caught onto it pretty quick, and then the Trophy Kart thing came out, and we went to a core race with a Trophy Kart tour, and he's like, I think we need one of those.
I saw Trophy Karts and I was just on my dad, like, we have to get one of these. Like, I'll mow everyone's yard from here to Temecula, I don't care, I want a Trophy Kart so bad. It took a little bit, but I eventually ended up getting a Trophy Kart, and that was my first taste of off-road, was racing karts.
When that started, it was just like all fun, and it wasn't even meant to be like this big race team. It just started as Randy and I and RJ and Ronnie. We just took this little camp trailer we had and went out to the races, and it was just us. And we were just, being our little family, and it was never intended to be anything more than that, just kind of kids being kids.
We're trying to get the real race car started up so we can get all this other nonsense out of here.
He drove around the people, and people were crashing, and he's missing wrecks, and he just drove around and had a ball. I think he finished third, and he had more fun doing that than 3 or 4 or 5 years in go-karts. He stayed in that Trophy Kart. Trophy Kart turned into a UTV, and then it snowballed from there, and now look at where we're at. Yeah, this wasn't planned at all.
It kind of just slowly started progressing, you know. When I was 15, I started racing UTVs, and I was an underdog for sure, racing the RZR. We were underpowered compared to a lot of the Rhinos and stuff like that at the time. So we started gaining small amounts of support from Polaris because they wanted to see their brand start doing better in the racing scene, you know, and so they listened. We started working with them on stuff, and my dad, as a business, started working with them on stuff on making some of their products better. And then me as a racer, we worked from them on our side of things on, you know, what it's going to take to win races in these things. And so, you know, from the time I was 15 to the time I was 19, the UTV market changed so drastically and ended up, you know, taking it to a winning platform and now being the dominating platform. So, you know, in the course of 6 years, things just went from the bottom to the highest level.
Next time on RJ37, we tear the cover off short course off-road racing and take a look back at 2 of RJ's most successful moments in his career so far.